Relocating to Cincinnati is usually exciting. It's a fresh start and a new chapter. But once you're actually here, there's a part of the move that almost no one talks about. And it's nothing to do with housing prices, the traffic, or weather. What specifically made Cincinnati feel confusing when I arrived is that there are so many neighborhoods. There are over 50 neighborhoods just in the city of Cincinnati alone. So I didn't get a reference when some of the locals would tell me where a grocery store was or shop was, like, oh yeah, it's in Hyde Park, it's in Norwood, and it just boggles my mind. Like every other day, I'm learning that there's more and more places that I didn't know about without much of a context of what Cincinnati is like on a map. And then I have to learn about the east side and the west side, and we'll get into that later. That's what made me realize we rely on Autopilot for our daily life. I didn't know where the grocery stores were. I didn't know where the gyms were, or to take my son to like a mommy and me class. These are things that I had to learn all over again. And it feels frustrating because you're taking 30 minutes, 45 minutes to figure out where something is, if it has what you want. And then you got to put in the driving directions, figure out where it is, because you're in a brand new city, probably a brand new state. And this required definitely much more mental effort than my Autopilot life where I came from in Columbus, Ohio. My name is Sarah Rose. I'm a realtor here in Cincinnati with Plum Tree. Now, the reason I moved here is for my husband's job. We moved to Cincinnati several years ago, and it was harder than I expected because I had to rebuild my daily life and meet new friends. This is a new city that I didn't know much about, and I knew nobody there. It was like dating all over again, except I'm trying to find friends that are like my age, some mom friends, and not to be awkward. Thankfully, we do live in the Midwest in Ohio, so I do feel like we are kind of friendlier here. Thankfully, I did get online, the social media, and join some mom groups or some groups of things that I like that I could take my son or I could join, and that's how I met people and how I met one of my best friends. Now, I will tell you what changed once I started to explore Cincinnati. I started to look for places I wanted to go to. So Cincinnati has some really fabulous parks, very innovative trails, playgrounds that you wouldn't believe that are in the city of Cincinnati. Also, I took my son a lot to the Children's Museum, which is in Cincinnati Museum Center downtown, which is a really neat place to meet, and it kind of helped me get my bearings of where I was, because downtown is basically the south of Cincinnati. You go over the bridge and you're in Kentucky. Once I started to return to the same spots that I like, it gave me a reference point and was recognizable for me, so it made me more comfortable. Now, still, everyday errands did affect my life for a bit because I had to learn about different grocery store chains that were available, doctor's appointments, finding new doctors. Driving pattern was different, and the layout of the map of Cincinnati was different. For the grocery stores, put in the comments if you want to know the grocery store chains here in Cincinnati, and I'll make a video about it. Once I kind of figured out where things were, what I wanted to do, I could plan my day more realistically because I kind of had a map that maybe wasn't completely written out, but I'm starting to kind of grow it in my head, if that makes sense. Especially when I need to go to the store or I want to go to some fun park with my son, I know where to go, and I don't have to take a mental assessment of where that place is and how long it's going to take me to get there. So this is going to take time. The hardest part wasn't the move. It's rebuilding your routine here in Cincinnati until you gradually set in. If this part of relocating sounds familiar, the best place to start for the Cincinnati layout is to watch my next video about the map breakdown of Cincinnati.